Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Hello Monster Jam fans, and welcome back to another Monster Jam OCD review video. Today we are taking a look at the final Dirty to Clean color change assortment by Spin Master Monster Jam for 2021, and also what I think is the final color change assortment for doubles packs by Spin Master ever, since next year we are transferring back to the original format of classic double pack assortments. So this is Series 16 of Dirty to Clean, and there's a couple trucks in here that I'm really excited to show you guys. One that I've actually helped in correcting, and I'm just really thrilled to see it in this assortment. So first off, I want to thank both Sam G and his son Sammy G for helping me get one of the packs in this assortment that you'll see, and I'll tell you guys which pack that was, as well as Kids to Kids, one of our Spin Master Monster Jam brand influencers, for helping me get the other 3 packs. Without everyone's help that I've just mentioned, I would not be reviewing these as soon as I have. So here is Series 16 without further delay. Here's the assortment breakdown. We have Megalodon versus Octanator, an old face returning for this series. Then we have the Soldier Fortune versus Max D. We also have Northern Nightmare versus Yeti, a truck we have not seen since 2019, Fire and Ice. And then the last new pack is the one I'm super excited about, which is Bulldozer versus Team Meents, and Team Meents has been given a lot of corrections. But today, we're going to start with Soldier Fortune versus Max D. And again, these are Dirty to Clean color changers, so I'm going to now bring in the cold water and the warm water buckets here, and I'll demonstrate how these work. But I also want to unbox real fast the Soldier Fortune and Max D pack. Here's the back of the box, and let's go right into it. Okay, here they are. These will be the only ones I unbox on camera, just because for doubles packs I usually don't do it when I have the water, just because it gets in the way. But here they are, Max D and Soldier Fortune, the first pack up. These are kind of in a middle transition phase, so I'm going to put them in the cold water first, just to show you guys what they would look like with the mud. And here's Max D, and then Soldier Fortune also into the mud, or the cold water, which makes them muddy. And here's what Max D looks like with all the mud on it. A much better addition than the one we had at the beginning of the year, which I'll show you in just a moment. But lots of mud all over this truck, and then lots of mud all over Soldier Fortune as well. And we have had both of these trucks before this year. So we had them in Dirty to Clean. I can't remember which series they were. I believe Series 12, I think it was, had Max D from Dirty to Clean, but the actual color change technology wasn't perfect back then. So it was actually a pretty muddy edition of Max D, but this one's a much better realistic look to it. So here's the original one. This was also in a rear engine, so it was a variation of a CRD Max D. This time it's on the front engine chassis, which we also saw with another Max D from Dirty Clean this year, which was the special edition World Finals 19 Blackout Edition, or Black Body. So we did have 2 Max Ds with the front engine, and then 1 with a rear engine. And in addition to that, we also had Soldier Fortune, which has already been released. I'm not sure why they did a second edition. They should have done the desert one, honestly, but we did have Soldier Fortune before with the same chassis, just with different rim colors now. Again, I think they should have done the desert edition, not this one. But here's Soldier Fortune yet again. And now I'll demonstrate to you the warm water, which will clean the trucks up. If we put Max D into the warm water, it will clean it right up to its normal paint scheme. And there we go. So clean Max D right there on the front engine this time. And let's clean up Soldier Fortune. 1, 2, done, and it's cleaned up as well. So there's the demonstration of Soldier Fortune and Max D. Next up is Megalodon versus the Octanator. Okay, here they are, Megalodon and Octanator. They're both pretty muddy at the moment. Let me just see if they get a little more muddy. I think this is as maxed out as they're gonna get. Yeah, it is. So we have Octanator returning after a long time. We have not seen it since 2020, and not in a normal format like this since 2019 double pack. So it's really cool to see Octanator again. I really love this casting. And Megalodon's making its 3rd Dirty to Clean appearance, one time in the Monster Wash playset, and another time in another doubles pack for Dirty to Clean. But this time it's a 3rd edition of it. Not too sure why they released 3 Megalodons, but here it is yet again. Let's clean these trucks up. Megalodon is up first, and there's that color change technology working right away. Megalodon cleaned up, a normal Megalodon body now. And let's clean up the Octanator Octopus right here. 1 and 2, all done. Octanator is now cleaned up again. So I really like the Octanator. I'm glad we got to see it in this series. I wasn't sure what was going to be in this entire series, but I'm glad with the choices they made. Octanator looks really good. Let's put it back to muddy real quick to demonstrate that. And there it is, muddy yet again. Kind of a dusty mud instead of a super harsh mud, but still works nonetheless. And then we have Megalodon back to its muddy format as well along the side panels. So there they are. Next up is Yeti and Northern Nightmare. And here they are, probably the best set of this entire assortment because they're super, super muddy, especially the Yeti here. But we have Northern Nightmare as well with a super muddy body. And then Yeti, again, a returning face from Fire and Ice in 2019. We have not seen it since the original Fire and Ice double packs. As the mascots, we had Wildfire and Yeti, the brand new casting. So Yeti is really cool to see yet again. They have changed off the Fire and Ice logo or the Monstrum Ice logo for a normal Monstrum logo, which I'll show you in a moment. But everything else is pretty much the same. Blue windshield is still there. They did give it white rims and black tires instead of the classic ice tires. But I think it looks really good on a normal chassis. It also made an appearance in Monstrum Steel Titans. So definitely a well-known face. Let's clean up Northern Nightmare first, though. Put it into the warm water just to get that paint scheme going. And here it is. It also has a gray background, if you notice, for the paint color. I've never seen them do that with Northern Nightmare, but they did do a gray background. So I think it is really effective in terms of the background of the actual leaves because that's how the real life truck looks. So I think it looks pretty cool. So a gray body Northern Nightmare cleaned up with dark gray rims. And now we have Yeti, a super muddy edition of Yeti right there. Let's clean that up as well. 1 and 2. Done, and there is Yeti cleaned up. And Yeti will be making yet another appearance in doubles packs next year in Series 18 as a max contrast truck. But for now, we have the muddy edition of Yeti, or in this case, we have the clean edition. Let's make it muddy yet again. And man, that is a cool, dirty, clean truck. That is perfect. It's exactly how they should look. So there is Yeti, all muddy. I love this casting. I love this truck. So there's that. And let's make Northern Nightmare muddy yet again. Right there. That looks really good too. And our final pack is now up. My favorite pack and a lot to talk about with it, the Team Meents versus Bulldozer pack. All right, here they are, Team Meents and Bulldozer. And these ones, again, come from Sam and Sammy Jr. So I want to thank them for all their help. It really was a hard pack to find. And everything else you saw before this came from Kids to Kids. So thank you to those guys again. A really good influencer teammate. And I'm just so happy that I can finally review these. But anyway, here they are, Bulldozer versus Team Meents. If you notice, it's 2 previous trucks Tom Meents has driven. So I love the idea of having a Tom Meents duo pack here. So Bulldozer has white rims. It's actually a nod to Monstrum history with the white rims because it did run white rims at some point. There's many different Bulldozers, some with red rims, some with red logos and different paint scheme styles. But this Bulldozer did happen to run before, so it's super cool that we finally got a different Bulldozer compared to the original one that we've seen many times over with the gray rims. So I love the white rims Bulldozer. And then we have Team Meents, which I'll talk about after I do the Bulldozer. So Bulldozer's going to do the color change first. It's pretty muddy at the moment, but let me see if I can get a little more muddy just in case I'm missing some. So here's how it looks, really muddy. I love that. It also got on the negative space bar up here. It looks super cool, especially on a bright cream colored background. So there's Bulldozer all dirty. Let's clean it up here. And there is a normal white rim Bulldozer look without the mud. Again, I love Bulldozer, and I'm happy they made it this year because it's been a big face during the year with the front engine and the brown chassis. So there it is with the white rims. And now for a moment, we're going to break out of the dirty clean demonstration and talk about Team Meents. I am actually going to clean this up first, so let's just do the quick demonstration. So here's what it looks like muddy. It's a little hard to tell because of the dark brown background, but there's the muddy edition of Team Meents. And then let's warm it up here with the warm water, clean it up. And here's Team Meents cleaned up. So there's a couple things to talk about since the last time we saw Team Meents. The first time we actually saw Team Meents from Spin Master, and the last time we have until now, was in the 5-pack here. And this was the retro truck for Team Meents. And because of the feedback I gave in that video, which was very fair and honest feedback, Jordan at the design team actually fixed a lot of the feedback and put into Dirty to Clean, which I was not expecting this year. I was hoping for a retro release in the future, but we have seen a glimpse of what it will look like potentially if they make a normal release of it in the near future or the far future. It doesn't really matter which one because we already have this one. So if you notice here, the number one thing I complained about, and everyone did, was the paint color. This is way too yellow gold. It's kind of like a fool's gold color. And I was not super happy with how that looked, although I loved how the Team Meents turned out. I just wasn't happy with the paint color. I think they could have done much better. I gave that feedback, and it was immediately, it looks like, fixed in doubles packs to give us an idea of what it would look like. And now it is a proper color to how Team Meents would look. This is kind of an earlier age Team Meents. The later ones were a little lighter tan, but this is kind of how it looked after Goldberg retired and they put the Team Meents decals onto a Goldberg body. This is absolutely perfect in terms of color to me. So there's that. And then we also had the update to the logo and all the text on the truck. So the original thing that I made a complaint about was that the Team Meents logo and the 2000-2001 World Champion logos, they all need a gray outline around them. And as you can see here, they have added that gray outline around the truck's logos and also on the hood there, making them much more pronounced and easier to read all over, everywhere. The team Meents on the roof and other side also have them, compared to the other one where it had no outline and it was a little difficult to see. So I'm so happy that Jordan fixed that. And in addition to all of that, he also added the bronze rims, which makes the truck look absolutely complete. I'm so happy with how this looks, and I can't wait to see if in the future we'll get a regular release of this in singles packs, Retro Rebels. Hopefully we will, but until then, this works perfectly fine. I love this truck, and I'm just kind of blown away to see how fast he corrected everything and how perfect he got it. Now we have a very perfect looking Team Meents for a release. The only thing that's different in terms of what he took away was the USHRA.com, which I was kind of shocked that they put in the first place. So I'm okay with them taking it away because it really isn't a website anymore. It just leads you to supercross.com. So USHRA.com did appear on the original Team Meents in the 5-pack, and the corrected one no longer features it. Maybe because of the mud, maybe not. I don't know why. But I'm just happy to have a Team Meents that is so much better than the original one. So I would definitely recommend picking this up. For the foreseeable future, we're not getting this normally. So I would definitely grab this if you're a Team Meents or Tom Meents fan. Both or just one or the other. But this is just beautiful, and I'm so happy. So again, thank you, Jordan, for doing this. It's amazing. And here's the demo. I kind of just shorted you guys out of the demo, so let me do that one more time. So there's Team Meents all muddied up right there. Super cool to see it in the retro format. And let's bring it back to its clean state. So Team Meents making an appearance, really awesome, next to its brother truck, technically, with Tom Meents piloting both at some point in his career, Bulldozer. And let's make Bulldozer muddy again. There we go. Make Team Meents muddy again. And there they are. So thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you to Sam, Sammy Jr., and Kids to Kids, all the people over at Kids to Kids for helping make this video possible. I want to thank you guys for watching as well. And until next time, this is Ryan or Monster OCD, signing out.